नहीं जाता यार 100%। और एक और ऊपर ही गई है। यस 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 शर्मा भैया आराम से ये मेजर अभिनंदन है। क्या बात है और बड़े आज में पहला कैच हैव यू डन आरसीबी के लिए बड़ी बड़ी अच्छी चीज है। के लिए सिर्फ 5 बॉलर है और छोटा सा इतनी बात की लोग के पहले आरसीबी का बॉलिंग में कैसे उनका बड़ा फोर्स है। पर ये आके पूरा वो फोर्स को बंद कर दिया एकदम। वही तो और ये बंद नहीं है ये बात में गलती है सारी देखिए खींचे एक उसमें आउट हो गए और मारते हुए जजमेंट शॉट सिलेक्शन सही नहीं हुई है। अभिषेक शर्मा के लिए अभी रेड्डी के लिए इतनी जल्दबाजी क्यों करनी है? अगर आप
Hello, good evening everyone. We'll start in couple of minutes. Allow me some time. We'll start in another 1 minute. Dhondiram Joshi, I can see you have joined from two machine. Okay, let's start today's session. 1 minute. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. In today's session, we are going to understand two of the most important technology used in modern data center and cloud infrastructure. Palo Alto for security and F5 LTM for availability. Before we start the session, I want to understand the background of the audience. So, how many of you already aware about CCNA basics? Hello, Dhondiram, Nitin, Preetam, Rajesh, Ratandeep.
Hi, this is Ratnadeep.
Yeah, Ratandeep.
Yeah, so I have a basic done CCNA and I have total 12 years of experience in IT
Okay,
and I am working also in a network engineer, L1 network engineer.
okay.
To learn more next generation firewall and your topic is FI LTM. So I
Okay,
will just
okay. Great, Ratandeep. How many of you already working on Palo Alto, yeah, load balancer? Yeah, first Palo Alto. I think Nitin, you are already working on Palo Alto, correct?
no currently it's the first time because we are working on the
No, Nitin Chaudhary. So are you, you are already working on Palo Alto, Nitin, correct? Can you hear me? Nitin, can you hear me, bro? Please unmute yourself. Can you increase the voice? Can you guys hear me properly? Rajesh, hello. What about others? Can you hear me?
yes, yeah, I can hear. Yes, yes, yes.
I think issue at your side, Rajesh. Try to fix it, okay? You can increase your mic volume. So I'm using headset, so I don't think there would be any audio issue. How many of you are a fresher, yeah, looking to start career in network of security? Any of you are a fresher? Hello. No, that's correct. Because this session is scheduled for the Palo Alto and F5 LTM. So before we start a session, I'll give my introduction. So my name is Varun. I have 14 plus years of experience. I am currently working in Deloitte as a consultant. I have been working on network and after that security and F5 LTM GTM WAP, and I'm certified Palo Alto and F5 LTM GTM WAP engineer. Along with that I have done CISSP and CSAM. Okay. Now we'll start with today class. Why we need to go for this Palo Alto and F5 LTM combo course. So today's session agenda will not go to the much detail. So I'll explain first. So our demo is scheduled for 8 to 9. Okay. After 9 to 10 at 10:30, there would be session for F5 LTM. In this combo for F5 LTM, timing is we have only weekend batch, which is on Saturday and Sunday. And timing is one is in morning 10 to 12 and evening 9 to 10:30 11. Okay. For Palo Alto, we have only one batch is as of now on weekdays, and that is 9:30 to 10:30 at 10:45. Okay. This total combo will take approx 80 hours. Combo. It will take approx 80 hours. In 80 hours, 50 hours for the Palo Alto, and F5 is 30 hours. Okay. This is live class. After this, you will get a live recorded session, which is lifetime accessible. You can go to website itskillpath.com and you have to register here. itskillpath.com. Go to the student login section and you have do the registration. After that, I'll assign the video. Okay, that would be lifetime accessible. Okay, let's suppose many of you, and I understand the challenge, like many of you already working in rotational shift. So if somehow you miss the session and you want to retake the batch, so that would be no charge. You can ping me in advance. I'll give you the link for the next batch. Okay. So it's all about any query related to this course, and a fee is 12,000. So for F5 plus F5 LTM plus Palo Alto, 11,999, which is 25% of total cost. For Palo Alto fees, actual fee is 25, and here fee is 23K. Okay. 1 minute. Someone is pinging me on. Let me share the link. Any query you guys can ask. Muhilan, I think you have already done registration and attended demo, so you can continue at 9 p.m. As of now, I'm taking a demo. Okay, and I think Rajesh and Sandeep also have taken a demo and they have enrolled. The batch is starting from 9 p.m. where I'll start F5 LTM. So that option we can discuss, Nitin. So you can choose EMI option. If you are using credit card, you can select EMI as per your convenience. If you want to pay in installment, we can discuss on that. Okay, the both options are there. So today, and please try to unmute and communicate during the class. I want class should be more interactive. Sometime I miss chat. So if any, you can stop me and ask me the question. Today we'll understand in demo session why organization choose Palo Alto and F5. How many of you aware about what is Palo Alto and what is F5? Little bit means what is their work? Anyone aware about Palo Alto and F5?
Good evening, sir. This is Dondiram here.
Yeah, Dhoniram.
The Palo Alto is a next generation firewall.
Okay.
It is used for provider security,
Mm-hmm.
and in market, this is I think there is a number one firewall rather than FortiGate and Checkpoint.
Okay. Yeah, great.
And F5 is a load balancer that we can manage the traffic,
Mm-hmm.
virtual servers, and creating for
That's okay. That's good. I'll cover
yeah.
that. So I'm not asking detail. You means you have bit idea what are their work.
Yes.
So today we'll understand why organization choose Palo Alto and F5. Why these technology dominate the industry. Why these are the most in demand in compared to other vendor. Why the combo is powerful. Why you need to choose this combo. Palo Alto in the AI era. What is the use of Palo Alto in the AI era? And what is the F5 use of modern application era? Career impact of mastering both. And today's session is not about command, it's all about understanding the enterprise architecture. Okay. So first we'll understand why Palo Alto choose, why organization choose Palo Alto. The enterprise grade security, next generation firewall. How many of you, why it's Palo Alto got next generation firewall? Because it has application awareness, correct? It can identify the user irrespective of IP. It can do the deep inspection and identify the content, whether this content is legitimate or not, whether let's suppose whether it contain correct virus, malicious file, so we can do the deep inspection. Okay. The application ID, user ID, content ID makes a Palo Alto next generation firewall, and there is one more patented feature is SP3. What is SP3? We'll discuss this detail when we are covering the Palo Alto. Real world example. Let's suppose a bank cannot rely on port based filtering. It must know the which application it is, which user is trying to access that application, and what content try to access. So Palo Alto identify the application for then application apply security, that is enterprise level control. Okay.
Yeah, I have a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Rajesh, one second. Let me answer. So, Rajesh, if any query, please try to unmute and speak. Lab and all, I'll cover later. Today demo. So, in upcoming class, I'll cover how you can create a demo lab in your lab. Okay. Yeah, go ahead now.
yeah, all of the things, next generation firewall, app ID, user ID, and content ID. All of
Mm-hmm.
this thing is also covering FortiGate firewall. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
why the Palo Alto is leading in the
That
like
will come later. Once I'll
okay,
start Palo Alto. Even if since you have asked, so I'll its signature is more robust, more reliable platform, and why it's leading. It's over 17,000 organization using Palo Alto in across 150 countries, and in out of 100 Fortune 500 company, 85 is using Palo Alto. So why? Because it's a robust signature, most reliable. We get immediate support if you have any issue hardware. You can rely on hardware or software as well. So these are will once we'll go to the Palo Alto dedicatedly, we'll discuss. Okay.
okay.
Hope I'm able to answer your query. So now what is the need of choosing F5 LTM? Okay. So application delivery and high availability. So F5 LTM is LTM is a local traffic manager. F5 is not limited to only load balancer. It's called ADC. And today, and this combo will cover first module, that is LTM, which is basic and base of all other module. So what LTM does, it provides the load balancing, traffic distribution along the available server, health monitoring. It monitor the health of the servers. If anything goes wrong on one of the servers, so it Down center traffic, it increase the performance of the application. So we'll cover this thing. SSL offloading, one of the key feature of F5 LTM. What is, how many of anyone aware about SSL offloading? What is SSL?
I think it is one type of certificate.
Yeah, so SSL uploading will cover. So it the key feature of the F5 is SSL uploading and performance optimization. We can optimize the performance. So let's suppose if one server can handle 10,000 user, what will happen? That will crash. Let's suppose if server can handle 10,000 user, but what about millions of user trying to access same server? So that will be crash. I won't be able to solve that. If you guys not asking question, please mute yourself. Okay, I have already muted. So what F5 LTM that it distribute traffic across the multiple server. Okay, these are the basic functionality of F5 LTM. Now, what are the key feature? What Palo Alto does? Palo Alto does is protect the application. Firewall protect the application. F5 keep the app alive. Okay, so if there is no security, then there is no meaning of availability. If there is security and application is not available, so there is no meaning of security. So both are equally important as per enterprise network. That's why I have created a combo for these two courses. And if you are seeing opening of any of company, if they are hiring for network and network security engineer, if they are hiring for Palo Alto, they are also mentioning if you have F5 knowledge, then that would be added advantage. If they are hiring for F5, if you mentioning that if you will have Palo Alto understanding, then it will be beneficial for you. That's why, and even some organizations, same team is managing both the technologies. So uh, if you know both the technologies, so that would be chances will be high. Now we'll understand what is, how many of you aware about artificial engineering, artificial intelligence? Almost every industry is talking about AI, banking, healthcare, cybersecurity, networking, automation, even education. Automation and even education. So whether you realize it or not, many of you are already using AI daily, correct? Like ChatGPT, AI chatbot, Netflix. Means even if you are using YouTube, so based on the AI research and algorithm, they recommend you the videos and all. So AI fraud detection in banking. So they are already using AI. So what is the significance of AI, Palo Alto and F5 in AI era? Okay. So why AI is becoming so important today? Anyone? Why AI is becoming so important?
For automation purpose means to automate the
So
admin tasks.
yeah, artificial intelligence, earlier humans were doing the most of the task manually. Now let's suppose you want to do data analysis, customer support, fraud detection, network monitoring. So AI allows computer to analyze huge amount of data and make intelligent decision based on that automatically in very less time. If human are doing, there are chances of human error. But if you are analysis and all you are doing through AI, you can easily do that. Now we'll understand what is the significance of. So where AI is running, first of all, how AI works. Is it running on your laptop? Yeah, in data center and cloud. What protects AI application? There is also AI application. What protect that application? Where it is hosted? How it work? AI runs on infrastructure. And infrastructure needs security and scalability as well as availability. Correct? Even if you are doing some query through application is some hosted in some infrastructure, and based on the data, they provide the output. Okay. So what is the challenge in AI era? Modern network faces encrypted traffic like HTTPS. All of the, how many of you aware about HTTP and HTTPS? What is difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
So it's protocol and HTTPS is secure protocol.
It's a protocol, web-based protocol, correct? So what is difference?
HTTPS is more secure than HTTP, sir. It is inspection, more
HTTP,
inspection.
HTTP not at secure. HTTP happen. So all communication happens in plain text. Okay. And HTTPS encryption. Encryption means a scrambling of data. Means change the format. For encryption, there are two methods, asymmetric and symmetric. We'll see discuss in detail when I'll be covering, and you have a topic in the F5 and Palo Alto, so I'll cover this in detail. So HTTPS is means in traffic is encrypted everywhere. API based communication means from one application to other application communicating through API. Cloud native workload, massive data movement, AI generated cyber attack. These are the risk in the modern network face. Automatic threat campaigns. So AI increases the traffic volume. Now everyone is doing some query through AI. So in traffic has increased. Attack surface has also increased. Complexity has increased. How we are attack surface increase means you sometimes we share our sensitive data with AI. So data localization, yeah, securing that data is also a risk. Let's suppose I'm doing troubleshooting. We don't know. Let's suppose I took a debug file and I don't understand where is the issue. We can simply copy paste that debug file into the AI tool and AI tell where is the exact issue. So means we are sending out sensitive information, personal information. This thing and complexity also have been included by as AI is introduced. Now, why security is more critical in AI era? AI application projects sensitive data that PII, customer information, in financial transaction information, healthcare record, then threat landscape like AI powered phishing, AI generated malware, automated scanning, zero day attack. And how many of you are aware about zero day attack? What is zero day attack? In Palo Alto, one solution is called wildfire that protect zero day attack only. So how it works when I'll be covering. So zero day attack means that attack has not happened earlier. So what happens whenever attack happens, Palo Alto or any other company, they create a signature. So if next time we'll try same pattern, Palo Alto, yeah, WAP, yeah, other device that detect it. But here a zero day attack means first time attacker is trying to use that method. Okay, that is called zero day attack. So if AI increase intelligence, attacker also become intelligent nowadays. So we'll understand why application delivery is critical in AI era. So in AI workload required high bandwidth, correct? Utilization is throughput is very high, low latency. We want quick response, massive API calls, multiple application communicating together with API, real time response. We need real time, high concurrency. So if network is slow, then AI is useless, correct? If server is overload, AI app crashes. So for maintain these, we need Palo Alto. So there are two pillar of AI infrastructure. First one is security, and second one is scalability and performance. Security we can achieve through Palo Alto, and scalability and performance we can achieve through F5 application, F5 LTM. AI application depend on these two. Okay, AI is the brain, so Palo Alto is the immune system. F5 is a circularity system. So even in AI era, we are secure. Now we will see every company now hiring for these things. Even these things can't be automated because there are lots of manual intervention is needed. Okay, program and all that can be written, but these can't be automated. Okay, any query now?
Hi, Varun.
Yeah, go ahead.
My voice is audible.
Yeah, Rajesh, I can hear you.
And just now you mentioned API calling. So in that, so with the Palo Alto, we can integrate like third-party applications through Splunk or else log management, log sessions, these kind of
So
things
that is
also.
that is not API sending log to the syslog server. I'll let you know how you can do the syslog configuration. API is different, application programming interface, so that is different. Here what we do through syslog means on centralized server we send all the log, and from that syslog server Splunk, yeah, there are many tool. I think same team analyze that, SOC team analyze that log. So they have some different tool. They fetch the data from that syslog server and analyze the and generate the report. Okay.
Then API will do what will do API?
Let's suppose there are two application. From one application they want to call use some features. So application team mainly use that API and all. Here using
Then
API also we can do some automation using third party tool, but that is separate discussion.
that's what. Then firewall, how it will be based on API. So is there any feature in API in Palo Alto? Like I did not understand completely. How it will be like in firewall there is any module like API module will be there or
No. So
no?
some feature there would be, let's suppose there are, let's suppose some third party tool you they want to fetch some log through API. Yeah,
Mhm.
let's suppose in Splunk also some feature. So we send the log to the syslog server and through API fetch that some log. So it's not directly to the uh, Palo Alto have visibility to identify the application. So Palo Alto for that, let's suppose API, you can create a application. So I'll when I'll be covering that app ID, I'll show you. Means even I'll give you example how we can create a custom application. So Palo Alto can identify that application and allow that traffic. Okay. So that would be
Okay,
too
okay,
advanced for the demonstration. So we'll
okay,
cover that. Okay.
okay.
Any other query?
Like as well as with the AI, we can intelligence like threat intelligence. It is there. So those kind of things also we can.
Threat intelligence and all for mainly for the SOC team they use. As a
Mm.
firewall engineer, you don't analyze log. So as a firewall engineer, your job to secure creating policy, troubleshooting and all. Log analysis for there is separate team, that is SIM team, they do that. Okay.
That I understood, but in policy creation, like
Uh-huh.
blocking of countries, blocking
Yeah,
of bad servers,
geolocation. So that are the basic thing I'll cover. Okay.
basic security level, we need to
Yeah,
define. No?
definitely
So,
not basic. I'll till advanced level. I'll cover that. Okay.
okay, okay. As well as that feeders also is there. That feeders we can
Yeah,
integrate it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Palo
Fine.
Alto, whenever you get the GUI, so username and password is admin and password is also admin. Okay. After that, it will prompt you to change the password. Old password is admin only, and destination password is admin at the rate 1234.
Right now
Admin
you're
at the
telling
rate
as a
one two
demo,
three
no?
four. Yeah. So I
That's
10
what.
minute 10 minute I'll cover this Palo Alto, and after that we'll start F5 LTM. Okay.
No. So
Mm.
you will be telling that from virtual lab environment to from scratch to will be telling, no?
Yes.
So in the next class we'll be telling the from scratch how to integrate like EVE. I don't know, so that's what I would like to know that EVD, EV, how to set up virtual setup, these kind of
Yeah.
things. I need.
I'll explain. Yeah, correct.
Sure. Okay, fine.
So whenever we get the access, the default username and password is 192.168.1.1, and so IP and username and password is admin. Once you'll type admin, it will prompt you to change the password. And after that, if you want to see the show system info from this command, if you'll type tab button, it will auto complete the command. So system info, it will give the complete info of the system. Okay. Like what is the your host name, what is the IP address. As of now, I have not connected with okay DSCP. I forgot to connect to the DSCP, so I'm not getting IP. So that's how So it will give you the IP and all, what is the IP address and all system information. As of now, like here I have connected with DHCP. Here I forgot to connect to the DHCP. That's why it's not getting IP. It's a virtual. So other information you can see that it's a PAVM virtual machine. Okay, its IP address. It's as of now it's enabled DHCP, MAC address and all. You can see that. Okay. In Palo Alto, there are two mode. When you go to the CLI, there are two mode. One mode is called operational mode, and second mode is called configuration mode. Okay. Operational mode, you can run operational related command. In configuration mode, you can run the configuration related command. Let use company to view and modify the Palo Alto firewall configuration. You can switch between operational mode to configuration mode at any time by typing a configure. Let's suppose if I'll type configure, I can go to the configuration. If you'll hit enter, you can hit copy, delete, set command. You can run for the create, show for the show, top for the top command like copy, commit, check, and all thing you can run from the CLI. Okay. If you want to go to the operational mode again by typing exit, you can go to the operational mode. In operational mode, let's suppose if you are getting symbol like this one, this is called operational mode, and this one is called configuration mode. So here you can run in configuration operational mode, you can run operational related command. Let's suppose I want to see the show interface management. As of now, it's not connected to DHCP. It will not give the IP, but you can see the other information by typing that. Let's suppose I have typed sh, and if I'll type tab button, it will auto complete the command. Okay. So interface management again. If I'll go here, management, and here is just some match command. Using match, you can
Varun,
filter out. Sorry.
yeah, are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, since beginning I'm sharing my screen.
I'm not able to see the screen actually.
What about others? Hello.
Visible, visible.
Visible.
So issue with your end. So try kindly drop and rejoin. Okay. So this information you can, if you are in configure mode, and if you want to run a configuration related command, you will see there is a one option called run. Run is an here you can run operational related command from the configuration mode. Like in Cisco, if you want to, if you are in configuration mode, if you want to run show command, so what is the prefix we use do, correct? Here also we need to add run command. Run show interface, but you will not get any hint, so you have to type exact command. So interface MANAGEMENT, you can see that. Okay. If you want, let's suppose you forgot some IP and all, you want to see the what command I can run. So you can run find command. By using find command, it will show you all the supported command, millions of command. It will appear here, but it will be very difficult to filter out. So let's suppose find command, and I want to see the command related to interface only. So interface command, and here we have to add keyword. Okay. And keyword, what is the keyword? Interface. So it will interface. So it will give you the command related to interface. Let's suppose I want to see the command related to routing. So it will display the command related to routing only. Okay, that's how you can use that. Okay, so Palo Alto, I'll be starting from Monday 9:30 p.m. Okay, so I'll cover Palo Alto. And since today I am going to cover F5 LTM, we'll start with F5 LTM. First, we'll understand 2J, what is the agenda of today's session. So, session schedule would be live class daily 11 to 1 and 9 to 11 evening. So, both options are there. Complete lab setup, I'll guide you how we can build a lab, real-time troubleshooting, like which type of task, since I'm working on already F5 LTM, so I know which type of task we do get on day-to-day basis and how we troubleshoot that. After the class, I'll schedule mock interview. Okay, so I'll explain which type of question asked in the during interview, and even I'll share the question answer. Okay, dedicated doubt clearing session. Before I start any session, I take 10 to I spend 10 to 15 minutes for the doubt clearing. Let's suppose I have taken one class yesterday, and if you have some doubts, so first we'll take doubt session, and after that we'll start next topic. And after the class, you will get a lifetime recorded session. Let's suppose this session is also getting recorded automatically, and I'll upload to the portal and give you the access. Okay, and a certification, and after that you'll get the completion certificate as well. What are the course agenda of F5? Introduction of F5 product portfolio, TMOS architecture, big IP setup, how we can uh, request for the licenses, how we can do the licensing of the box. Okay, I'll cover in fundamentals. After that, we'll start core LTM building blocks, like what is the virtual server, what is pool member node, profile, monitor, these things. And after that, traffic management, how NAT and SNAT automap works. Then operational administrator, like how you can troubleshoot from CLI, how CLI work, how we can see the logs from CLI, these things. Taking configuration and backup, upgrading big IP into HAL cover, then high availability, how we can create active standby, how we can troubleshoot these things in that I'll cover. Then advanced real world topic like troubleshooting methodology. I'll tell a story, which type of issue we get on day-to-day basis, how we identify it's related to F5 app, and how we troubleshoot. Okay. Then if anyone is preparing for the certification, I'll guide that on that as well. Basic knowledge required, like OSI concept should be clear. Basic Linux, since our F5 LTM is developed on the Linux, then if you have good understanding of F5 LTM, that is good to have. Else basic I'll cover during the class. Okay. In class, there would be 60% like demo, means whatever I'll teach a theory slides, I'll cover in lab, I'll demonstrate in the lab, and 10% I'll write and show you. Who should attend the class? This training, like network engineer, if you want to upgrade, if you want to learn F5 LTM, yeah, if you are already working on F5 LTM, if you want to enhance your skill and understand at deeper level, you can take this session. Yeah, if you are preparing for certification, you can also attend this training. Now we'll understand what is ADC. F5 is not only limited to a load balancer, it's a complete application delivery controller. Application delivery controller means it means for hosting application, whatever things needed, it provide the solution. Okay. How many of you aware about F5? What is F5? F5 is a company, big IP is a platform, and these are the different module like LTM, local traffic manager, DNS, GTM, it's also called GTM, then application security manager, application policy manager, SWG, secure wide gauge, SWG, 1 second, who is pinging me? Secure web gateway, okay, like AFM, application firewall manager. These are the different module of F5 LTM. Okay, so first product is LTM, then it's a DNS. Now it's called a GTM as well. Earlier it was named as GTM, now it's called Intelligent DNS. Why it's called Intelligent DNS, I'll cover. LTM is Local Traffic Manager. Why it's called Local Traffic Manager? So let's suppose here is a client want to come from internet, access to our F5, and here there are servers in backend S1, S2, S3. So our F5 and our server in same data center. That's why it's called Local Traffic Manager. GTM, let's suppose if we have DC1, if in USA, and we have DC2 in let's suppose UK, and here also we have F5, LTM, router, firewall, all available there. And here is also S1, S2, S3. So when we do the load balancing through between data center, that is called GTM, Global Traffic Manager. Then Advanced Firewall Manager, let's suppose AFM, securing layer 7 application, then WAP, Advanced WAP, SSL architecture, DDoS hybrid. For DDoS, there are separate module. Now we'll understand in legacy, if someone before legacy, if I'm saying, so before F5 LTM, yeah, any other load balancer, how traffic was working. When someone is tried to access some application, how it was working. So let's suppose we have one critical application. That is www.abc.com. And we have created multiple DNS record. Why multiple DNS record? Because one server can't handle the traffic. Let's suppose IP of this server 11.1.1.10, 11.1.1.11, 11.1.1.12, 11.1.1.13. So one server can't handle the entire traffic. So we have added multiple servers. So here we have created a DNS mapping. So behind one FQDN, we can add multiple server. How many of you aware about DNS? What is the work of DNS? What is DNS?
So mapping of IP address to domain name and domain name to IP address.
So that
So
is called
where
revert DNS. Major main work of DNS is FQDN to IP, fully qualified domain name to IP. Correct? Name to IP. Correct?
so here
So
FI WAF also you'll be teaching.
in this course, combo course, not F5 Wi-Fi is not included. It's a purely next generation firewall and LTM. If you want WAP and GTM, that is separate module. So for that, it will cost you 8K extra. Okay, each module.
But you are teaching SSL also, no? So that's what I'm asking.
Yes, SSL is a separate profile. So if I'll WAP and it's SSL is not a part of WAP. It's a part of LTM syllabus only. Okay. So WAP is totally different. Was top 10 and layer 7 attacks and all.
Okay.
Okay.
So in LTM only these things, adding of domain names and adding of SSL will be going on.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's suppose we have one URL www.abc.com and we have done multiple IP. So behind one URL we can add multiple IP. Why we can multiple IP? Because one server is can't handle entire traffic. Let's suppose it's a critical traffic, millions of user, yeah, lakhs of user try to access the application simultaneously. So let's suppose this is the user trying to access a www.abc.com. If it is resolving to 11.1.1.10 IP, it will go to the server A. If it will, let's suppose this user trying to access same application and it's getting this IP. So here DNS is kind of doing a round robin. Okay, so randomly it will resolve IP. If it's getting 11.1.1.11, it will go to the server B. If it is going to the 11.1.1.13, it will go to the server C, server D, and if C is getting 11.1.1.13, yeah, 12, it will go to the server C. So depends. So one URL behind one URL, we have added multiple server because one server can't handle the traffic. But what is the issue here? This was solving our purpose. Then why we need F5 LTM? Anyone?
Observing the local traffic from various servers and
So
so
what will happen here? There is no kind of monitoring. DNS doesn't monitor the backend server. If any of the server goes down, there is a complete outage that is called single point of failure. Correct? So single point of failure means, for let's suppose there are four servers for 25% user unable to access. Okay, so they have to again refresh it. And if let's suppose one server goes down, so DNS is still resolving that it's not doing monitoring. So there is a issue. Okay. Let's suppose one server is highly utilized. So what will happen? There would be slowness. Page will be load and load and load, and uh, there is also a single point of failure. Like here, you can see that one server is 90% utilized and rest are the 30% only. There were no centralized monitoring, and other feature are load balancer came in picture. What it does? Maintain high availability, equally distribute traffic on the all the backend server, optimize server resources, protect app from attack, replicating access control. What are these? I'll cover in detail in next. So earlier we were accessing direct application server. Okay, now load balancer came into picture. And what it does, we send the traffic to the virtual IP VIP. That is a virtual IP. It's not a IP of the server. And VIP distribute the connection to the backend server. So let's suppose one of the server is go down. It will not send the traffic. It will distribute traffic between the all three server. Okay. So these are the major difference. So this is the load balancer came in picture earlier, and also we were exposing our application server directly to the client. So exposing our backend server IP, original server IP also a risk. So here we are exposing the VIP IP. What are the VIP pool node? I'll cover bit later in this class only. So what is the key responsibility of LTM is distribute client traffic across multiple servers. So if client will send the traffic, it will distribute the connection to the multiple survey. Improve application availability and performance. It improve the application performance. How we improve the performance?
so it
Distributing
will act
connection.
like a application load balancer.
Yeah, it load balance the traffic, and also one of the application performance is SSL uploading. What is SSL uploading? So we discuss about HTTP and HTTPS, correct? HTTP in most of the companies are using HTTPS. Not most, almost all company. It's a mandatory nowadays to use HTTPS to encrypt the data. Okay. For encryption, there are two methods: asymmetric and symmetric. Asymmetric and symmetric. So what happened? For encryption, first step what happened for DNS resolve, then after that TCP/3 handshake, and after that SSL handshake happen. And during SSL handshake, after SSL handshake, we get a key. Using asymmetric method, we generate a symmetric key that is called session key. Okay, to encrypt and decrypt the data. So this encryption and SSL handshake we have dedicated to our session. But you guys can understand, for generating a key, lots of compute required. So what may happen if you will do encryption and decryption on the server, it may degrade the performance of the application. It may degrade the performance of the server. For this reason, what we do, SSL uploading. So let's suppose client is sending, this is the client coming from internet. traffic to the F5. Here to here, traffic will be encrypted. And here to here, we'll send a traffic in plain text. Okay. That is called SSL offloading. So there are different method of there are different types of SSL pass through bridging and all. I'll cover in detail. But in SSL offloading, you can understand client is send the traffic encrypted traffic. Let's suppose on 443 till F5. F5 send plain text traffic. Why plain text? Because as I mentioned in LTM, our server and load balancer in same data center, and data center is already a secure palace. Okay, so if someone want to capture, so they have to sit in data center, and we don't provide the uh, easily access to the data center. That's why we can send a plain text communication in backend. So we'll see that. Okay, then also scale and application infrastructure, we have earlier we have dependency on DNS. If you want to add some extra server, we can easily add that into the pool. Improve application performance, I already discussed by HTTP and HTTPS. Eliminate single point of failure. Let's suppose any of the server go down, it will not send the traffic because F5 continuously monitor the server status. Okay. Now, since we are not exposing our original server application server IP on internet, we are securing our application as well. That is LTM. Any question here?
So it's so FILTM is completely like applications only. Application as an SSL. So
Yes,
completely like
all yes.
okay, it's
So we
like
host the application on the F5 LTM. So
but
we'll see
LTM means local traffic management, no? So
manager. Yeah,
manager. So then it will completely look after the entire traffic or only application traffic only it will look after.
entire traffic means
So network
whatever
traffic,
application,
whatever
whatever
we have are
application.
having on premises network.
Okay, so you are going out of
Sorry.
context. So
Uh-huh.
in application in F5 LTM, we host the application. For that application only, it will do the load balancing. So
Okay.
we have to host the application on the F5 LTM. How automatically it will know? So there are two types of load balancer. It's a link load balancer. If you want to do the link here, we had application load balancing. We are saying okay. So it will clear means once it will be completed, so we'll able to know that how it works. Now F5 is called as it follow the full proxy architecture. What is full proxy architecture? F5 maintain two separate connection between client to F5 and F5 to the backend server. This is called full proxy, and this client to F5 is called front end. And here our backend servers are there. This is called backend server. So this is called back end server. Okay, full proxy architecture. How many of you aware about proxy? What is the proxy?
So instead of following original IP, it shows NATing IP. So as well as proxy IP instead of original IP, it shows as a proxy IP.
So proxy is kind of man in middle. So what it does, it means on behalf of you, someone will go that first we'll understand the full proxy architecture. So F5 act as a LTM is a full proxy architecture. There are four kind of proxy. First one is forward proxy, like GScaler Blue Code. So if someone want to go to the internal to organization to the internet, that is forward proxy. Second one is reverse proxy. Someone is consuming internal hosted application from internet, it that called reverse proxy. F5 is example of reverse proxy as well. Citrix, Redware. Then half proxy. then full proxy. Okay. How many of you aware about TCP three-way handshake? What is TCP three-way handshake?
So see, there is a SYN acknowledgement. So first
Okay.
is SYN. So SYN and acknowledgement. So when the packet transfer to the from client to the destination or destination to client, it will send a packet, then it will act as a
So
SYN.
TCP, that is the okay. So TCP three-way handshake, the process used to establish reliable connection between client and server before actual data transfer. For that, there is a SYN packet sent by a client send a SYN synchronization packet, means like, hey server, I want to start communication. It sends some few other information like what is the flag, MTU, MSS, window size, synchronization number. There are multiple fields. So please, TCP 316 should be clear to everyone. If it is not clear, then you will guys struggle during troubleshooting and all. Okay. After that, so what it does here, you will see it's a full proxy architecture. Full proxy architecture means it maintain two separate connection. Two separate connection means client. Let's suppose this is the user, send the traffic to the F5, and here is the server. Okay, so it's a in middle, man in middle, it's like a proxy. So client send a SYN packet F5, F5 terminated session and send a SYN ACK based to user. User responded with ACK, and after that this session established. This is called front end session. Okay, after that this user F5 now choose one of the backend server. There are, let's suppose, multiple servers. LTM will initiate SYN request to the pool member and SYN ACK. So here you can see that there are two times of three-way handshake happening. This is called backend. Okay, when this session is established, then actual data transfer. This is called full proxy architecture. So what is the benefit of full proxy architecture is it maintain. If someone interviewer will ask you what is full proxy architecture, you need to tell it maintain two separate connection. What is the benefit of it? Complete understand the application. Okay, it can examine both application request and response. So here you can see that client send the data. Before sending the data, three-way handshake will happen between client to F5. Okay, SYN plus ACK and ACK. After that, F5 will also send a traffic SYN plus ACK means two times three-way handshake is happening. Okay, and once connection is established, then data will be transferred. So what is the benefit of it? Client will send application data. Server can modify data and send to the backend server. Client is sending encrypted data. Server can decrypt and send communication in plain text. Client is sending the compressed data. Server can uncompress and send to the backend server. Okay, clear how it works? Hello, Rohit. Hello. Rohit, am I audible to you? Is it clear to everyone? What is TCP 3 handshake, how it works, what is full proxy architecture? If someone will ask you what is full proxy architecture, you only need to tell it maintain two separate connection to complete understand the application. It can examine both application request and response. In half proxy architecture or in proxy, what it does, it will only examine the request. It will not examine the response. That is the full proxy architecture. Clear to everyone what is full proxy architecture? Hello.
Yes, yes, it's clear.
What about others?
Yes, Varun, understood.
What about you, Nitin, Rohit, Samir, Sak, Samra? There are two Samir joined. Is it clear, Dhondiram? So now we'll go to the
Suppose one more doubt I'm having. So here, so in the front end login page will be there. So like so application login page is there. So then also it will be encryption two times. Huh? So like two times it will be calling from
so
Synex.
understanding encryption in first session that would be too much advanced. Okay. So we'll cover one step by step, and after that, this will show you how to host the application. That time you can ask. Okay. As of now, I'm explaining in once we'll get the F5, what is the IP do we get, what is the username and password, and after that we'll cover that part as well. Okay.
No,
We'll
no,
do a
I'm
step by step.
asking in the application level only.
So application level, once we'll host the application, that time you can ask. Let me
Okay.
first explain. So whenever we get the device, by default IP of the box is 192.168.1.2245. Okay. Why 245 is, whenever we'll convert this 245 into IP2 hexadecimal, last digit is F5. That's why F5 choose this IP as a F5 default IP 192.168.1.245. Okay. Here you can see the last octet is F5. That's why F5 choose this IP as a. And from CLI, we default username password is root is the username and default is the password. Okay. From GUI also admin is the username and default is password here. Okay. And after that you can access. It will first prompt you to change the password. After that, if once you change the password, it will work. In our lab, we'll go to F5 lab. As of now, in F5 LTM, without license, we can't do anything. For that, we need license. For initial setup requirement, we'll need a license. How we get license, how we can request for the license, how we do the licensing. I have recorded session which I have covered in previous class. I'll give you the recorded session. You can follow the process. But I'll give you some brief overview. You need to go to the F5 trial license portal. So F5 by default provide license for the 30 days. In 30 days, it provides the two license. Using two that license, you can license your device and get the free trial license, that is virtual edition VE. It will ask you to register. In registration, you need to give your name, and earlier using Gmail ID also, we were able to get the license. Now with due to misuse of licenses, they have restricted. Now they are asking only corporate mail ID. Using corporate mail ID is also safe. You can use corporate mail ID and request for the license. Okay. First give the first name, last name, email ID, country and password you'll create, and after that, once you'll sign up, it will trigger one email towards your inbox where you can do the activation. In activation, it will again ask you your full name, mobile number, address, purpose of the license, company name, designation. You can give this detail. It's a totally safe. And after that, you'll go and it will there you will get a page to request for the license. After the request, you will get the license. Using that license, you can do the licensing of the box. Okay. In F5 also we have, I'll go to the F5 GUI, root big IP at the rate 123. I have already licensed it. In last class only I've covered in last Saturday. So I'll give you the access of that video, how we can do the license and all. I have already covered. Here also we have two mode. Two cell, one is called bash and other is called TMSH cell. What are these two cell? I'll 1 second. By getting IP, you can access from two options, you from CLI and GUI. Okay. So there are different module. I'll explain that. So there are two mode command line interface. One is advanced shell, that is Linux based, and one is TMOS shell. TMOS shell is traffic management operating system, that is called TMS shell as well. Okay. So let's suppose here if you'll type uname minus a, why I have mentioned uname minus Linux needed, because it's this bash shell works on the Linux only. So here we need some basic understanding of Linux, but whatever is needed I'll cover during. And after that you can go to the TMSH cell, TMSH. Okay, it will go to the TMSH cell, and here you can run list. Yeah, let's suppose li type, then if I'll put tab button, it will complete it. Okay. Yeah, show command you can run here from TMSH cell. Even you will get a hint. Let's suppose I want to see the my management IP. Command is list interface, list system interface management IP, list system system MANG IP. Here you can see that my this is the IP 190.29.1. If you are in bash cell, if you want to go to the bash, so you can type bash only, it will go you to the bash cell. And if you in Linux machine, how we can see the IP? What is the command? Anyone aware? If config, okay. If config is the command to see the management IP from Linux. 192.168.29.151 is the IP. I got this IP. 192.168.29.151. Username is admin and password is big IP at the rate 123. This is the username and password. I'll go to the local traffic. Okay, I'll go here, virtual server. What are these terminology? I'll explain. Let me do some cleanup. So whatever configuration is already there. So see, license is limited in F5, so I can't completely clean the box. So what will happen? I lost my license as well. That's why I'm deleting one by one. Now this is the F5 GUI, how it looks like. In static, there are different board, dashboard module, report, static performance and all. You can see it from here. If we'll go here, it will show you the memory use, CPU utilization and all from here. IApps related to a template. DNS, if you are working on GTM, you will get all the option related to DNS is like GSLB, wide IP also come under the GTM related under DNS. Local traffic, LTM related all configuration like virtual server, pool, node, everything, each and everything comes under the local traffic. Acceleration related, let's suppose a cache server and all we create in acceleration. Device management, HA related configuration we do in this one. Device management, shared object if you have created objects. Security, WAF related configuration comes under the security. As of now, we have not enabled the WAF modules. You will not see any option. In network, network related like how we can give the route, self IP, VLAN creation and all. Okay. Now I'll take a 5-minute break and we'll start it. Okay. Let's connect in 5 minutes. I'll grab some water and we'll continue further. Okay, guys, any query? Hello.
No, Varun.
No. So let's we'll connect in another 5 minutes. Hello, everyone is back. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Varun.
What about others? Everyone is back. Samir, Samra.
Yes, yes, sir, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and now let's start from basics. Okay, are you guys comfortable with Hindi as well? What about you, Milan? Do you understand Hindi?
Sorry, Varun. I don't understand.
Okay, okay. So Rohit, I'll do one thing. I'll try to cover in Hindi and English both. And simply I am covering basic only, so I don't think there would be difficulty. So these are the tabs. I will start with basic configuration. If I'm saying basic configuration, how we can assign the IP to the interface, how we can create a VIP pool members. Okay, these are the basic configuration. Network related, adding routes. Uh, so how we can do that? Now I'll go to the network tab. There is an option. How many of you have already assigned IP to the any of the devices like Palo Alto, router, switches? How we assign the IP to those devices?
Through interface.
First we select the interface and assign the IP, correct? Like interface G0 by 0, even in Palo Alto we select the interface and we assign the IP. Correct? ऐसे assign करते हैं, correct रोहित? Rohit, at least you can unmute
Yes, yes, yes,
yourself.
correct, correct. Sorry, sorry.
Okay. So try to communicate. अगर समझ में आए तब भी, नहीं आए तो पूछो. You can ask me to repeat. Sometimes even if you are messaging me, I can might miss that during the class. So here we don't have direct option in F5 LTM. How basic thing is how we assign the IP. How we can change a management IP and all, I'll share in the recorded session of previous class. You can go through it. Here we'll see how we assign the data interface. There are two types of plane in F5. One is data plane, one is management plane. Let's suppose this is a management plane and this is data plane. What is the difference between management plane and data plane?
Management plane, it means that can be access the device, and data plane means
So
rules
that is the
and
management IP, that is not a management plane. So brain of the device, it's also called control plane. Let's suppose there are two types of traffic. One is to the device. Okay. So let's suppose here through console, I access to the that device, and if I'm configuring V pool profile side whatever configuration I'm doing, it's called management profile and data profile through the device. So if traffic will cross the device, that is called data plane traffic, means kind of inspection. It will check the routing, load balancing. So that is called data plane. Like handle actual client traffic, it's called data traffic. SL offloading, persistent cookies, security enforcement, all
आमचे
called,
भरलं नाही तर पाणी आलं तर भरलं की जाऊ.
it's called data plane. Okay. Hi Natarajan.
Hi, Varun.
Yeah, yeah. So I was explaining what is management plane, a control plane and data plane. Okay. So
Okay.
management plane is purely for management. If you are configuring to the device, you have taken access to the device and doing some configuration. It is called management plane. Data plane means actual traffic, heart of the device means actual processing engine data plane. Okay. So in F5 LTM, how we assign the IP? First, we create a VLAN. Okay. VLAN. Within a VLAN, we call the interface in our topology. So what we can, and we assign the IP to that interface is called the self IP. So I'll go to the topology. Here you can see that in our current scenario, we have two interface, Ethernet E1.1 and E1.2. So I'll create a, let's suppose I have created one a VLAN, external VLAN I created, external VLAN. And within that I have called 1.1. Similarly, I created internal VLAN and I call interface 1.2. And we don't have option directly assign the IP to the interface. So we assign to the VLAN. So let's suppose here I have assigned 11.1.1.1 and on F5 side I assign 192.168.1.1. Okay. So that's how it's called a self IP. So self IP is nothing but a IP to the VLAN. So in F5 we don't have option to assign the IP to the interface. Okay. Here you
So
can
is
see
there,
that.
you can tell me like you can take the device and tell me the interfaces.
Sorry.
I can take the image of the FI.
Hmm.
There you can see the interfaces. With that interfaces, you can tell that what is external, what is internal.
What is external? You can give different name. This is my connected to a internet. That's why I'm naming it as external. You can name it after your name. Like let's suppose you can give the name is Rajesh.
No,
Here
no,
let's
no.
suppose I
I'm
have
saying that
mm-hmm,
if you click on the, like if you search it in the Google images,
mm-hmm,
FILTM image, you'll
mm.
be getting the interfaces ports also. No, there I am. You can see what are the interfaces. I did not see until now FILTM device physically, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that will in physically and real scenario that also appear like this one, Ethernet 1.1, Ethernet 1 by 2. Why 1.1 and 1 by 2 it's appearing, I'll explain. So let's suppose in many of the device, F5 device comes under the chassis space. Okay. So we can insert different blade insert within a that chassis. So let's suppose this is the big IP. Okay. We can insert a different blade. So let's suppose this is blade 1, this is the blade 1, this is the blade 2, this is the 3 and this is the 4. Here also we have a different port. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to write this blade, so means blade number 1 and port number 3. Okay. Similarly, if I want to write, so blade number 2 and port number 3. This one would be called 2.2. If I want to write this interface, so this will appear 3.1. So first 1.1 means, so we have only one chassis, one blade, interface number 1. Okay. That what is appearing. Clear now? So now I'll come to the
This is clear.
VLAN. I'll come to the VLAN. It is connected to external interface. So what I'll do, I'll name it as a external VLAN. And here I'll tag what is the tag and untag. I'll tell bit later. So this is the I am now tagging any VLAN, a specific VLAN, Ethernet 1.1. I'll untag it. Okay. And repeat. Similarly, I'll create for the internal VLAN. In internal VLAN, we have 1.2 and untag it and finish. So we have created two VLAN, external VLAN and internal VLAN. Okay. Now we'll go to the self IP. So first we create a VLAN. Within a VLAN, we call the interface. Okay. Now we'll go to the self IP, and here we create a assign the IP to the VLAN. You can select the VLAN, different VLANs. As of now, we have created only two VLANs. So I'll select the external VLAN and I'll give the external IP, let's suppose. And as per topology, external IP is 11.1.1.1. Net mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay. Repeat. Internal IP 192.168.1.1. Internal IP. I'll create finish. So I have first created VLAN. Within a VLAN, I call the interface, and now I have assigned the IP to that in a VLAN that is called self IP. Okay. Cleared self IP. What is the self IP? Self IP nothing. IP of the interfaces. Now IP is created. Then we'll create a node. We'll see what is the difference between node pool member. Okay. So before we create the thing, these are the very basic thing. What is the node? What is the pool member? And what is the pool? Anyone, what is the node?
So node is like a computer. IP address is a server
Node
or
is, yeah. So IP address of that server. Let's suppose there are three server, S1, S2, and S3. IP address of that server is called node. When we associate some services, let's suppose I have associated port 80 here, port 80, port 80. So it's become pool member. Okay. So let's suppose I can on same node I can add different services based on the requirement. So on one node we can run multiple services. So it will become different pool number. But as per topology we have added 80, 80, 80, and combination of these node is called container of these pool member is called pool. Okay. So combination of all these pool member become the pool. Virtual server is a listener IP. Listener. So whenever client initiate a traffic, first come to the listener, and after that, listener send the traffic to the pool. Pool contain the pool member and traffic distributed. So now in current topology, I'll go here, and here you will see we have two node like let's suppose 192.168.1.10 and 192.168.1.11. I'll check the IP of this server. Enable show IP interface brief. This is the IP. I'll go here. I'll go to this one. I'll go to the local traffic. First, we'll create a pool. Okay. In pool, let's suppose I'll go topology and I'll name it as a www.xyz.com. Let's suppose I have taken IP 11.1.1.200. Okay. First, I'll create a let's suppose XYZ. After the application, I'll give the pool name. Okay. I'll assign the health monitor. So I'll take a TCP. What are the health monitor? What are the significance of health monitor? I will cover. By default, load balancing method is disabled. Priority group activation is load balancing method is round robin. Priority group activation is disabled, and I'll take a node list. Yeah, if you what I'll do, I also come here and I'll delete this node. Now I'll come to the pool, and here I'll create again XYZ pool, XYZ pool, and I'll take a TCP health monitor, and let's suppose node name is, let's suppose, server 1. IP of node 1 is 192.168.1.10, and port is 80.11. Port is 80. I have added these two server and click on finish. Requested pool member S1 already exists in partition. Come on, this.
So here you given node name is a common name S1.
Oh, okay. That's why it's showing it's already existing. So with same IP, so you can give it name S2 finish. Okay, so XYZ pool is created. Now here I'll go to the virtual server and create a virtual server. I'll name it as a virtual server is XYZ virtual server. VIP IP I have decided, which is listener IP 11.1.1.100, 11.1.1.100. Whatever it's appearing in blue line, that is mandatory thing. Rest of the things you can keep it blank. Server service port, let's suppose I'm taking 80. And after that, VLAN, I'm allowing all VLAN, and pool we have already created, XYZ pool, I'll call and click on finish. Okay, and it's appearing in green means our pool members are available. Now I'll go to this router. I'll check the IP whatever I have assigned here. And also I'll go to the network and I'll create a default route on this device. Default route. Someone is coming from 0.0.0, 0.0.0, 11.1.1.2. My router, show IP interface brief. So on this interface, internal G0 by 0 and 11.1.2, and here we have IP given the 200.1.1.1. I'll go to the this client machine, which is on internet, and I'll check the IP of this one. IP config 200.1.1.1.10, which is N gateway. I have given 200.1.1. Here I'll make this as a DNS as well. Conft IP DNS server. So this router will act as a DNS as well. IP host. What I'm saying, if someone want to access www.abc.com, please resolve 11.1.1.200. Okay, that is done. Now I'll go to the this user machine. I'll try to do the resolve the name. What is the command to resolve the name?
NS lookup.
NS lookup, correct? So I'll do www.abcxyz.com. And to Rahul, Natarajan, James, and whoever is already enrolled, like Rajesh, Balachandra, Moilan. Class timing is 9 p.m. Okay, so please don't wait for my confirmation. If there would be any change, I'll tell you in advance. Okay, by default, we will connect at 9 p.m. on Saturday, Sunday. For
So the
Palo
link is
Alto, we'll
same,
connect for
link is
9:30.
same or it is different?
Sorry.
The link to join the call
Same,
is
same, same, same link. If there would be change, I'll let you know in advance.
okay. Otherwise,
Okay.
we can join the same link, right?
Same link, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
if any issue, you can ping me, but try to join on time.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure, Varun.
www.xyg.com. It's not resolving. Let me see. IP host. Oh shit. Named Iwajo. No IP host. Here we wanted to give xyg.com, correct? So if something is not working, it means we have done some mistake. Now we'll try to do NS lookup and we'll see. Yeah, I'm getting the IP. Now we'll go to the browser and we'll try to access it. And before access, what I want to take a capture to show you how traffic flows. If I'm saying it follow the full proxy architecture, so whether it's following the full proxy architecture or not. So before initiating traffic, IP address of my big IP is 192.168.29.151. Root big IP at the rate 123. TCP dump minus NI 0.0 : host 11.1.1.200. What I'm doing, oh, TCP dump I'm checking. TCP dump is a very good command tool to take a capture on F5 LTM. We have separate lecture for this, how we take a capture and all. But just to show you, I'm taking capture. So I'll go here, I'll type my www.xyg.com. It's not working. Only our packet got captured, so I'll do one thing. Do show IP interface brief 11.1.1.2, that is done at 00 by 1. Do ping 11.1.1.1. Yes, I'll come to this client machine. Ping 200.1.1.1. 11.1.1.200. I'll try to access through IP. CTR. I have taken again here 100. I have done some typo. As per topology, I have decided I'll take IP 200. So I'll update it now here 200. Now I'll take a capture 11.1.1.200. Okay. Eleven dot one dot one dot 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connected to server 1, and if I refresh it, it should go to the server 2. So it's a perfectly getting load balance. If I'll come to the CLI and if I'll come here on top, here you can see first packet. This is my client IP 200 1.1.10. Okay, this was the client IP and send a scene packet to the my VIP IP. Correct? 11.1.1.200 is a VIP IP. That is the scene packet. And after that, my VIP IP responded means F5 responded with S dot. So in F5, S means scene packet. If it is appearing dot means acknowledgement packet. Scene plus ACK is scene plus acknowledgement packet. Okay. And after that, again, you will see in backend also, client has now initiated 192.168.1.11 scene packet, scene ACK and ACK. So these three packet is called front end, yeah, client side. And this is called backend, means it's connected to the backend server. That's how it works. And what is the use of load balancer we address? So let's suppose one of the server goes down. I'll go to the one of the server. I'll make it down. Enable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conf interface G0 by 0 shut down. Okay. So one server I made it shut down. Even if you'll come here on F5 LTM, go to the pool, select one pool, member, and if you see in 16 seconds, it takes 16 seconds to make it down by default. Why it takes 16 seconds, I'll explain it bit later once I'll be covering health monitor. You'll see one server is down, but still if I'll try to access, traffic will always land to the server 2. Means there is no downtime. So that's how it, if any of the server will go down, there won't be any impact. Okay. Clear to everyone? How does it work?
So you'll be telling again, no? Or
Sorry?
this is the real.
Sorry?
So you'll be teaching. This is the demo session, no? So that's what I'm asking. So you'll be teaching again the FI load balancer from scratch because of creating of virtual lab, and then they do from there
This
also
is
it will be.
from a scratch only. I'll help you to build lab in your PC. Okay, so you can follow the steps. I'm covering from a scratch only. So creating assigning IP to the interface, that is a scratch. Assigning, creating pool member, node, that is the scratch only, bro. So what do you
That
understand
is
me?
I understood, but regarding the router thing and regarding the two, you have created two
That is
pages.
lab setup. I'll cover that separate session.
That
Any
that
query
is
from this?
completely I did not understand those things.
What you didn't understand?
Router thing I did not understand. Router thing and lab setup and you have
So
created here two
I
nodes,
have
no?
not yet covered it. How will understand? That's what I'm saying. For that we have separate session. I'll tell you how to build a lab in your PC.
Oh, that's what just now you created a routing part, no? Those things also a little bit I did not understand.
Okay.
floating point as
Now,
well as yeah, two
now,
nodes.
1 second. Let me explain, bro. Here now again, what I want to create one more virtual server. Let's suppose www.abc.com. Yeah, ABC. Let's suppose, and I'll take a IP virtual server IP 201, and I want to add these two server 3 and server 4. Okay. First, I'll check the IP of the server. No.
And one
Enable.
more doubt. So here for the domain name you have given separate IP address, and server 3 and server 4 you have given separate IP address. So from where it is converting to these two servers, the load
Oh,
balancer it is converting. Huh?
okay. Yeah, correct. I'll explain flow. After that, no, I'll explain. Here, so I'm going to make it server 4 and I'll make it server 3. So how this is the router only, but I'll enable HTTP services so we can access from GUI. Okay. So first I'll assign the IP to I'll give it host name as let's suppose server 4, interface G0 by 0, IP address is 11.192.168.1.13, 255.255.255.0. No sir. I'll give that one default route towards F5 to communicate this IP route. So it's simply I'm assigning IP and putting default route over router, nothing else. 192.168.1.1 default route I've given. Hostname I given the server 4. Now I'll enable the HTTP services, HTTP server, so we can access to the GUI. And for that also we need to enable password 12345. So I made it server 4. Now I'll check on server 3. Enable 12345. Show IP interface brief. Here I have already given 192.168.1.12. Now we'll go to the F5 and yeah, I'll enable it. No cert. Earlier it was down, so I'll enable it. Also will up. Now we'll go to the virtual server and I'll create one more virtual server. I want to create ABC virtual server. IP of that virtual server is, let's suppose I'll take 11.1.1.201, whatever I decided, 201, yeah, 80, ABC pool, TCP, 192.168.1.12, and on which server, if you want to name it as a server 3, you can name it, even if you can put it as a blank. That is not necessary to give the name. So 192.168 and service port is 80. Okay. And 4 is 13. So that's how I added one more server and finish it. So simply by clicking here directly, you can go to the virtual server, click on plus sign and you can create a pool. Pool is container of the pool member. Okay. So in this pool, if you'll come to the pool, there is ABC pool. In ABC pool, you will see I have added two server 192.168.12 and 13, server 3 and server 4. Now, if I'll go to the this client machine, I'll try to access 11.1.1.201 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see load balancing happening between server 3 and server 4. Now I'll understand the traffic flow. How traffic flows in F5. In current scenario, let's suppose client IP is 200.1.1.10. It go to the initiate the connection to the virtual server. Virtual server IP is 11.1.1.201. Okay. Within this virtual server, we call the pool. Okay. And within a pool, we have pool member, server plus port. Okay. So what is happening? Client send the to the this virtual server. In within virtual server, there is a pool. Let's suppose ABC pool. ABC pool contain the pool member. So it do the load balancing. Correct. So if we'll come here to the diagram as well, you will see client initiate the connection to the virtual server. Within a virtual server, there are different pool member. So it will check the pool within this virtual server, which pool is called, and send the distribute the connection between the available member. Okay, clear?
But in real time, they'll be using not a router IP, no? So they'll be using public IP.
Okay, what is the public IP?
No, in destination they'll be using public IP. So they
What is
need
the
to.
public IP?
So whatever the ISP is provided a static public IP, that is.
So here we are using lab. So you understand, I have taken these are the public IP range only. So when you will ISP will give the public IP, you can replace this IP with public IP. Okay.
No,
So let's
that
suppose
should
you
be
got
put
a
it in.
uh-huh.
Once go to FI dashboard, there we need to provide a destination. We need to provide those things. No?
Yes. So while creating the application, you can give whatever IP you have decided. What is matter you have given the public IP, private IP. You can use private IP as well. Device doesn't understand the public IP and private IP. Okay. It will only understand the IP. So here you
Okay.
need to give the IP. So in current scenario, here you will see client come from the internet and go to the any of the virtual server. Virtual server is a listener. Okay. And after that, within a virtual server, we call the pool, and pool contain the pool member. That is the pool member is the actual server who is responsible to initiate the response to the query. Okay. Let's suppose ABC application. So it will apply to the ABC query. So here you can see that how it works. Communication happen. Client send the any traffic. It will go to the virtual server. Virtual server contain pool contain the pool member. It will go to the server will respond again this one. So that's how it works. So this is called client side. Client to F5 is called client side. F5 to backend is called server side. Okay, that's how it works. Any query?
Sir, in this case, we are using a SNet or not?
SNet I'll cover. As of now, I'm not using. So that is different
So
scenario.
if we are
SNet
not
and
using a SNet, so
what
the
is the SNet?
so source net.
Are we changing source here?
No, no, I am not changing a source here. But suppose that the traffic is coming from the client end to the server end. So the server respond to the client. So can you
Okay,
explain the
okay,
flow?
okay. So let's suppose this user tried to access www.xyz.com. Okay, what is the first step?
First step is that the client is hitting to the virtual server.
No. Simply this client open his browser and type www.xyz.com. What will happen?
What will happen? The client in this case, the client is check the what is the DNS, local DNS cache, browser
Yes,
cache.
it will first is DNS resolution. After DNS resolution, we'll get the IP of this one, correct? So DNS, for DNS, there is separate correct? First it will check the cache, then local DNS, then it will go to the
The host files.
root, then TLD and host and all, that
Different
is
thing.
separate. So for
Yeah,
DNS
yeah,
is separate, bro. Only you need to understand we got the IP. After that, what
yeah.
will happen?
Then IP will move to the virtual server.
Directly means move means what would be the query? For which query? So whenever you initiate from browser, if you are trying to access anything, by default connection is initiated on port 80. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it will initiate TCP three-way handshake to establish a
About three,
connection.
okay, three-way and say like a SSL.
And after that SSL, yeah, redirection, whatever that is separate to TCP three-way
Mhm,
handshake. So in TCP three-way handshake, what will happen? First would be the SYN packet. There would be source IP
mhm.
200.1.1.10 and destination is 11.1.1.200.
There's a virtual IP.
Yes, virtual IP. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
Source port is always random. For source port is let's suppose 49123. Destination port is 80.
80.
There would be also some window size in flag and all. So we'll cover this one. It will go to the this router. This router will send to the virtual server. Correct? It will reach to the
Correct.
virtual server. Virtual server will check whatever the pool. What is the pool called in this virtual server? So let's suppose it's a XYZ pool. Okay. In
Mhm.
XYZ pool, there are two server pool member. So it will simply, as of now, we are not using any translation. So it will, what it will do, source will remain same 200.1.1.1.10. Source port is 49123. It's a random. Destination IP will be changed. So kind of DNet you can say that, but it's getting IP from the pool. Okay, and destination port is 80. This is the it will read the SYN packet, and after that what it will do, it will see the, you can see that this is the request packet, yeah, SYN packet. After that it will send a SYN packet. Server will also send the, first will acknowledge that packet and it will also send the SYN packet. So what would be the source now? What will be the source when server will respond?
Server IP.
192.168.1.10 and destination is 200.1.1.1.10. This will go here. Again IP will be changed and this will make a s.200.1.1.1.10 and destination is 11.2 11.1.1.200 and it will go to the SYN plus ACK and this will acknowledge that's how connection is established. So first of all you need to understand there is no direct, that doesn't work like that. First TCP three-way handshake will happen, SYN ACK, and after that here also SYN ACK. Even I showed you in the capture. Again, I'll show you. Here, if you are in CLI, you can type Control L. It will clear your screen. I'll take on the 201. 11.1.1.201. What three band check will be happening? 200.1.1.10 is client IP, and this is the my VIP IP, correct? SYN packet. After that, VP responded with seen plus act s dot, and after that, client has acknowledged it seen act and act. This is called perfect front end. And this one after that, F5, this is the client IP, but F5 is initiating this connection. You need to understand this is the client IP, but F5 will initiate a connection to the my backend server 192.168.1.12 scene packet. Then backend server will respond with scene plus act, and this one is act. Mean 2 times 3 way handshake is happening. Okay, so that's how packet looks like. Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Now, one question to you. Here you will go to the topology. These are the IP 11.1.1.200 and 11.1.1.201. Okay. So in layer 2, without MAC address, this will not work. So we need to. So what would be the MAC address of these IP? These are the virtual IP, not assigned to any interfaces. So what is the MAC address you will get?
Proxy are
Yes. So here proxy app works. So what is the proxy app?
basically provide the MAC address on behalf of other devices.
Yes, so F5, what it will do, F5 answer ARP request on behalf of another IP. So here you will get, let's suppose you have created here 10 or 20 VIP IP in same subnet. So you'll get same MAC address which is assigned to 11.1.1.1. So I'll come here, this router I can show you. Enable, I'll ping to generate the IP, ARP, I'll ping that 11.1.1.200, 201. So IPR. We'll see, we'll be seeing getting same MAC address 11.1.1. MAC address is 0A101. For the 11.1.1.200, we are getting same MAC address 201 0A01. Okay, so we are getting same MAC address. And for the 002 we'll get a different MAC address, but here you will get the same MAC address. So let's suppose you created 10 more VIP IP. For all the VIP IP, you will get the same MAC address. Now let's suppose here I have I got, this is the public IP. Public IP provided by my ISP, and that is, let's suppose 23 as let's suppose 24. In 24 IP, how many VIP I can create if the unique port? How many slash 24? How many usable IP? 11.1.1.1.0 slash 24.
252.
254, I think.
Not
Okay.
254, sorry. Yeah, 254.
So let's suppose we have exhausted this IP. And now F5 provided one more IP, 15.1.1.0 slash 24. Now I want to create a VIP IP for this one. So I'll take a 15.1.1.10 IP and I'll create another VIP. Test VIP, and that is, let's suppose 15.1.1.10. Destination is 15.1.1.10. I'll take. Port is 80. Default pool I'll call ABC pool. I have created test view 15.1.1.10. Now I'll come here. If I'll try to access 15.1.1.10, what will happen? Will it work? It's not working. Why? Even I've created a VIP IP, it's not working. Natarajan. Why it's not working? Now let's suppose I'll come here again. From this I tried to access 15.1.1.10. So what will happen? TCP 316 will be initiated. What is the source IP? 200.1.1.1.10. Destination IP is 15.1.1.1.10. Correct? Correct. That's how will happen. SYN packet will be initiated. Correct, and it will be sent to the gateway. This router. Hello. That's how it works. Hello. Am I audible? Guys, can you hear me? Can you please acknowledge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this traffic reach to the here. Balachandra, I think you joined last class as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Previous demo session. Even I
Yes, sir.
tried. Okay. Can you ping me your number?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So what will happen? Traffic will reach to the router and router don't know where to send up traffic. So IP route. So if you'll check the route, router take a decision based on the routing table and you will see there is no entry for the 15. Okay. So what ISP does, whenever they give you the new subnet, they simply add the route towards your organization. So I'll add one route 11 15.1.1.0 and gateway is 11.1.1.1. Okay. Now what I'm saying, if someone will come for this subnet, send it to the F5 and F5 know that what is the 15.1.1.0. If you'll come here now client machine, it should work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now a question to Nitin. Hello, Nitin, are you on the call?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What is the MAC address for the this IP? What will be the MAC address for this IP?
Sir, can you repeat the question actually?
Now I have created one more VIP 15.1.1.10 on F5. Earlier it was not working because route was missing on the internet router. I have added, now it started working. Okay. So
Yes,
earlier we have seen in proxy ARP was working and through proxy ARP we will getting the same MAC address of the interface MAC address, correct?
correct.
Now what would be the MAC address for 15.1.1.10? Newly created virtual IP for this one.
Same interface, Mac.
So MAC will only resolve in case of same subnet. This is 15 is coming from the different subnet, so MAC address is not needed. Based on the routing table, it will only forward the traffic. Okay, so here no MAC generate. Okay.
Okay.
Now one more use case, port translation. How port translation works?
Can you repeat again about the proxy ARP? In
What is
case of
proxy?
proxy,
What is the proxy ARP?
proxy ARP is when traffic is coming from the internet side. Okay. So the
F5 answer the ARP request on behalf of VIP, and it will give you the
interface.
same MAC address of the interface MAC address. Proxy
Okay.
ARP is only needed. What is the ARP in a layer 2? Means when subnet is the same, then only it will try to resolve the MAC address. Here we are using different subnet. So in different subnet, it will take a forward the packet on the based on the routing table. It will not try to resolve the MAC address. Okay.
Okay, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Now we'll see the port translation. What is the port translation in F5? Again, now I want to create one more VIP. That is, I'll take a same IP. Yeah, let's suppose I am 205. I'm taking. I'm creating one VIP. VIP. I am taking a VIP 11.1.1.205. Okay. Port is 80. Sorry. IP is here. I need to give the destination IP 11.1.1.205, and service port. What I'm saying, I want to use 8080. So at front end it will work 8080. In back end, let's suppose I'm calling ABC pool. So if you go to the network map is the GUI interface, GUI feature in the F5 that show the relationship between VIP pool and pool member. So if you click on the network map, it will open a new tab. Here you can see that what is the name we have configured, what is the VIP IP, and what is the pool I am called, and what is the pool member. So it shows the relationship between the VIP pool and pool member. Here you can see that this is the VIP IP, and this IP is called the front end IP, a listener IP, and these are the back end IP. Here you can see that front end I am using the 8080, and back end I am using port 80. So traffic will from internet come on port 8080. In backend it will use port 80 only. I'll take a capture again. Now I want to initiate a traffic 11.1.1.205. Correct? Will it work? You will see lots of scene packet, and after that F5 will reset that packet. Okay, why it's not working? Because F5 is sending traffic to the port 80. On 205 there is no port 80. So I mentioned initially our browser is designed whenever we'll initiate a connection, by default initiate a connection on the port 80. But here what we have configured, what is the front end port? 8080, correct? So while initiating connection, what we have to do here, we have to add 8080. And again I'll initiate a connection. So if you call an 8080, it is working for 5. I got login page, and if I'll stop it, and you will see yeah, here you can see client initiated 201.1.10 is a client initiated connection on which port? 8080 scene. And now F5 responded with scene ACK and ACK. And when F5 initiated backend connection, it is initiating on port 80. That is called port translation. In front end, I am using the port 8080, and backend means client will initiate a connection VIP on VIP IP was 11.1.1.205.8080 on server using 192.168.1.10 port 80. Okay, means it's translating the packet while sending to the backend server. Okay, clear? Clear to everyone?
Yeah.
So I'll try to show you the again how it works. Client IP 200.1.1.10. It will send a connection to the VIP is 11.1.1.205 on port 8080. Then there is a pool. In pool, we have two server 192.168.1.10 on port 80, 192.168.1.11. This will send a connection to the backend server. Okay. That's how it works. So front end will come on port 8080 and backend it will go to the simply what is F5 is doing. F5 is translating 8080 to port 80. So even in HTTPS traffic, once we'll be covering SSL uploading, we'll discuss the same concept. So port translation is happening here. So what is the network map? Network map is a GUI tool to visualize traffic flow. Now any question query from today class? So in tomorrow class we'll cover single ARM deployment, which is very, very important, where I'll cover the SNET and AutoMap. Okay.
So can you please share the previous
Sorry.
lecture?
Sorry.
Previous video, lecture video.
Okay. Ping me on WhatsApp. I'll share. Okay. So everyone please register on the portal. I have already shared you the path. Please register. Tomorrow I'll assign the video to the portal. Go to the IT skill path student login section by using your username, sorry, mobile number, email ID and name. You can register it. It will give you 4-digit OTP. Once done, let me know. Tomorrow I'll assign you the video. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So any query you can ask. Else no, we'll connect tomorrow. For tomorrow, I'll share you the updated link.
Varun sir, so how can set up the lab for Palo Alto and
So
LTM?
I'll share you the image. Let's suppose there are two methods. You can directly create a lab on your virtual machine. Yeah, even you can first virtual machine you can deploy the EVNG, and EVNG you can add images, and both step I'll explain. Okay, so I'll give you the
Okay.
image license, each and everything.
So on an EVNG, so like regarding for the firewall and the for load balancer, so we can pay different for the platform or single.
Sorry.
Regarding for the EVNG.
You no need to pay anything for the lab. That is free.
Okay.
If you'll build in
Okay.
your lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Varun sir,
Mm-hmm.
I have installed Palo Alto image and EV Engine as well as VMware. Also, I have installed that patch 3.5. Okay, when I when I try to console access the device, no, that access is not getting for me.
You can connect bit early and show me. I'll see what is happening.
Sure. Tomorrow I will change
Okay.
it.
Okay. You
Otherwise,
can
if you
ping me
have
now
time, one day.
also. I'll give you the access of previous class. Okay. Whoever need a recorded session of previous class, please ping me. I'll give you. Okay. Tomorrow 9 p.m. See you everyone. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.